Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review Steven Soderbergh's new film, Unsane. And Soderbergh said he was going to retire, and then he came out of retirement, and he made Logan Lucky last year, and now he made Unsane, and shot this whole film on iPhone 7 Plus, something or other, some kind of smartphone, and it's about a woman who is wrongfully put into an asylum, or is she? And she has this stalker from her past who she believes is now working at this institution, and there's tons of paranoia, there's thrilling, it's just really suspenseful, and I actually rather enjoyed this film quite a bit. And starting with this decision by Soderbergh to actually shoot this film that way, obviously that's going to be one of the big talking points about this film, and I feel like it really worked. I thought that it led to some like voyeuristic type of filming, which fits the film with this whole idea that she has a stalker, and having somebody who's like watching her and uncomfortably watching her from different points of view and stuff like that. You see shots from bushes and some more interesting shots, like in her office, the camera's like set on top of her computer and it looks like somebody's like watching through a hole. And then once she's in this institution, a lot of the camera work is really intense and intimate and upfront, and the choices of lighting, it's very dark, and there's scenes where you can't see the faces of some of the characters, and I felt like that really worked to build up an uncomfortable atmosphere throughout this film, which this film is very atmospheric, and Soderbergh does a great job of creating that, along with his cinematographer Peter Andrews, which it's Soderbergh using a pseudonym, and he also edits his own films using another pseudonym, which is always interesting. But so this is a really well put together film, and I think that it's really done in an interesting way, and I never once felt bored watching this film. It's a slow burn towards the beginning, building up to where it goes, and the thing is, it's a very unexpected, and this takes twists and turns that I never thought would be coming, and it kept me on my toes, which I really appreciated about this film. And some of the choices, it doesn't pull punches, and it's also very thought-provoking. The big thing is does she really have some kind of mental health issues? And she's having these freakouts about this man who stalked her. She's seeing him in places, or is she seeing him in places? And I feel like where this film winds up going is in a very interesting direction and allows you to really think about that. And in terms of the writing, which was done by Jonathan Bernstein and James Greer, this story is very interesting, and I like where it goes in terms of the story, like plot points and such like that, and it keeps twists and turns and keeps you engaged. The characters, there's some very good characters in this film, especially our main character played by Claire Foy. She's super interesting, and she really carries us throughout this film. You get a sense that she floats between different kinds of herself, and she's very good at that, and honestly she's good at manipulating, and she's a little on edge, and she makes for a very interesting and compelling protagonist in a film like this. And our stalker character is really, really unnerving, and I'll talk more about the performances, but the one big thing that took me out of this movie, at least for the first act of this film, is I just felt like it's like, yes, and this isn't really giving anything away, she winds up getting locked up because she makes an off comment that she's thought about killing herself. And yes, that's something that could get you like institutionalized, But the thing is, they don't even mention, like, this contract is for you to get institutionalized. Oh, this contract's for you to sign up for another appointment. And it's like, she doesn't read it. And it's just like all of that, and nobody saying anything. I'm like, this is really unbelievable and cliched. But once you're in it, it's believable and it's unsettling and unnerving, and that's where it really kicks into gear. It just takes a little bit. And towards the end, I wasn't even really thinking about that, but honestly, it does take you out of the first third of this film. But the music is really creepy and unnerving, and also mixing in that kind of like cool, jazzy kind of styled music that pops up in a lot of Soderbergh films, like the Ocean's movies, which there's an interesting mix of that in here too, which I thought was an interesting choice. Now, overall, this film isn't super deep. It doesn't take important stabs at themes, but it's an interesting thriller, psychological thriller, and Claire Foy is amazing in this. She really carries this film. She really sells this character and the different places the character goes. Joshua Leonard, who plays her stalker, is really uncomfortable, and he's fantastic and super memorable. And Jay Farrow, just another quick shout out, he popped up in Game Night as well this year, and he does a nice job as one of the other people in the institution. It's a bit unbelievable at times, but this is a really, really well done, high tension thriller, and I'm going to give Unsane a B+.